Welcome to Muse News, everybody. I'm here with Mehzabin Chowdhury. She is the founder of MUN Filmmaking Club. I'm also here with Aditya Sikka. He is a MUN business and film major. Welcome to Muse News, you guys.
Thank you.
So tell me all about the MUN Filmmaking Society. What made you want to start a society here on campus for filmmaking?
I think it was, it somewhere started seeing the fact that CNA is such a budding school of filmmakers and everybody had a community, and we felt like the film school at MUN does not have the same recognition yet, and we kind of wanted to give it back to the university and also like gather all these students we have in the film class and be like, let's just do something.
So tell me about the film program at MUN. What courses are offered? What has your experience been as a film major?
Yeah. So the way I found out about the film diploma I wanted to take an elective, and I saw that they were for the first time offering one of the courses called theater. And for the longest time, I thought it was offered at the Grenfell campus, but it happened to be in St. John's. And that's the same year that I met Aditya through one of our classes. And it just, from one class, I fell in love with the whole process of, I've always been a creative person. So when I first did the class and I found out that there was this program that offers, so for example, some of the courses that I have taken, and then Adi can add to his, would be theater with Miss Ruth, who is a very prominent figure in the film industry here. I've taken television production with Sherry White, who is a very, prominent figure, not just in Newfoundland, but also in all over Canada. And I've taken classes with producing the play, Jamie Skidmore, which is another name. And then Peter Walsh. All of these instructors have been who come with 30 plus years of experiences in the industry.
So yeah, tell me about your experience, Adi. What got you into being part of the film program here at MUN?
Well, I always wanted to do film, but again, like Mehzabin, I didn't know that there was a film program here at all, because it's under the English and Communication department. So for those who want to join it, you have to search English, say for example in the self-service when you're picking courses. And I just stumbled upon it, and like her, and I was like, okay, this is a diploma, a 2-year legit diploma that actually gets you jobs in the film, because the profs are so well connected in the industry. They will give you internships, they will refer you to producers. And I think it was our first course that we met each other, and it was fun.
So now that you both finished the film diploma?
I'm in my placement right now. So after you finish all the courses, you do have an option to do a placement with an organization. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Tell me about the placement.
Okay, so my placement is actually, I love it. It's with Miss Sherry White. She is a very talented and established screenwriter. And so with her, I'm working under her supervision or mentorship, as you would say. My job entails a lot of different things. Currently, what I'm doing is there's a writer's room happening with Arts and O. So I get to shadow her in the process of developing a TV show. So currently that's what I'm doing. I'm also on the side. She's also involved with White Rooster Theater, which is a local theater company. So all kinds of media, film, storytelling, writing related stuff that I'm up to.
Very cool.
And it's also paid, so.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And how about you, Adi?
Well, I'm in my last semester now. I had my placement last summer, and I took part in St. John's Fashion Week. I was like an associate producer, creative lead kind of a position. So I was helping producer Jessica Brown with that. And it was a fun opportunity. Again, a lot of film in it, but also event management. And at the same time, it's everything. In the film media industry, you need to know how to do everything to be able to do something, so to speak.
So tell me about this film challenge that you guys have set up. It looks really exciting.
Oh, yes. So for the first year, what we were doing, we were trying to basically when I said I gathered my friends and classmates in terms of coming up with a society, it was mainly so that we had a space to collaborate and create, because we just needed to practice and better our craft. And for that, I knew that I couldn't do it alone. So I reached out to all my friends and I said, okay, you guys, like we'll give it a name, but we'll just get together every 2 weeks and we'll create something. And between the 8 of us, we were continuously doing that, practicing, learning, but also sharing. But we weren't so ready to like be out in the world, also helping other people come in and be sort of like a mentor, if that makes sense. People who come from a non-film background. So then through this challenge, what we decided, okay, we are confident in so far what we have done. And I think we are ready to welcome people. And so this was a challenge that, okay, we're going to open it to everybody. This will be a way to basically meet people, make friends, and create something silly. It's nothing serious. That's why we said, so technically, usually how a challenge works is that you make it on your own time with your own people. But what we did is that you just come as you are, and we'll put you in a place. We'll find you equipments. We'll find you people that have some sort of experience. We'll balance each group out, and then we'll just make something under a common theme. So that was what the challenge is, for us to be able to meet more people and then encourage like a creative expression, regardless of what background you come from.
And why is it important that your film society is not just open to people doing the film diploma?
Well, a lot of people are interested in film, but this is one industry that's really hard to get into because it's all about connections. And just to make the first connection sometimes can be like impossible because you don't know where to go, you don't know who to talk to. If you're a background actor at Hudson and Rex, no one's going to talk to you. No one from the film crew except the person, say the third AD, a third assistant director who handles, right, like the extra. But like, so this was like a way of us for people to gain some sort of set experience, just to know how to talk on set and get the brain juices flowing for new ideas, right? So this was why we started the society. So you don't have to have a background, nothing, just have the interest that you want to be in film. That's it.
I think, and more so I will add to that, is that I come from an ocean science background. Adi comes from a business. We have somebody who comes from math. We have somebody who comes from, did do English major. So it was important, and some of us are taking this career route after we did one class. So this could be an opportunity for somebody who has never thought that they would do something like this to come find maybe an inner voice that they never paid attention to, which was me. I never thought that I would leave. I'm technically not left ocean sciences yet, but I am leaning towards, focusing towards a career in the media. So I feel like it was important that we also welcome people like that who come from all different backgrounds, who either want to do it as a hobby or maybe they will find something that they want to pursue.
And so what is it about film that makes you so passionate?
For me, I think it comes from storytelling. I think it exists in many cultures, the idea of like oral storytelling. And for me, that was it when I was growing up, is how our elders told stories of their time, and that it was in a way to preserve, I guess, history and legacy of people. And I thought as I grew older, and I would retell these stories to my younger siblings, and then as we were growing up, there was more technology, there's more ways of telling stories. So for me, filmmaking is more about like telling stories of places and people that you otherwise wouldn't hear about.
And what about you, Adi?
I grew up watching Bollywood, and it's the most dramatic form of cinema you can watch, and I'm sure it's the same with you, Mehzabin. And it's just when you enter the theater and you see the actor, like when they enter the screen, the hooting, the clapping, people throwing cash in the theaters, because those are like gods for them. I'm not exaggerating at all. It was just that magic. Like, imagine creating something. It's a world you create out of scratch. Everything on set is fictional, is made up. Everything. And there's so much power to that. And then there are people who will watch it with so much devotion. That's what you want. That's it.
And so tell me about, what is your experience creating films so far? Like, tell me about a project that you worked on, and what challenges or lessons did you learn along the way?
I think I want to dive into the challenge that we did as the 8 of us. Just when we were starting out, we did an internal challenge. And that was a big learning curve for us, because that he's laughing because of how we almost didn't end up finishing it. And when we did finish it, either somebody didn't have an audio or somebody didn't have
Exactly the problem we were having today with this.
yeah. So this was one of the projects, and there was so much to learn because it also taught us how to set realistic goals when you're creating that. And that also came from a mentor. We do have like mentors who are our professors, but they also give us guidance. So it came from one of our mentors, and she said that don't try to make Hollywood right now. Make something in your bedroom or in your house. And when we started out, we were trying to make it like big right away. And I think we were reaching for the stars, which was hilarious to look back and think that, oh my gosh, why did we need to select 4 different locations? You know, why did we need 3 different camera angles? We didn't need to do all of that. We were doing too much. And then I think that was one of the things, that setting goals, but also working in a team. You know, how do you collaborate with somebody that you haven't worked with before? Or how do you mash stories and vision? Like how are these type of things was for me in that challenge that I learned a lot. Even though we weren't able to like successfully finish it, but I think there was a lot for me to
We did it at the end.
Yeah.
I was editing it with David a few days ago. It's been a year. But I feel like coming back to your point of working with people you don't know before, that's one reason why in this film challenge, because we have so many newcomers this time, we would like to put them in the team ourselves, so that they are in, so to speak, so they are in a team where they don't know other people and they're forced or encouraged to talk, get out of the comfort zone. And it's also when it's, if I work with my friend, we both will bring the same sort of idea to the table, so there's nothing new. But when you work with a stranger, you will disagree. They will say something, you will say something, and then somehow you'll compromise and come up with something that's completely different and something you could not have thought of before. That's one reason why we're like, you showed the interest to join the Film Society, we will put you in the team. That's it.
Very cool. And so what kind of budget goes into these movies? And I'm imagining it's not a big blockbuster budget like they have in Hollywood.
Hey, we have a $120 budget.
So tell me about the constraints that goes into making something with not a lot of money.
Our budget is 0. Let's just start from there. But the thing is, like, oftentimes when you think that there would be a constraint, I think we think about challenges way more. Like, we focus on like the glass half empty part. That's what I think that we were thinking. But when we started to get things organized, most of the times we can borrow things. Like, there's the MUN Commons Library. We were borrowing reflectors, mics, sometimes cameras, lots of different things that you could borrow from them. University did have a lot of resources that came handy. Our program has their own set of equipments that we could borrow from our professor. So that was one of the things that came very, very handy in terms of equipments, that we didn't have to spend money. In props, what we decided is that, again, like, not reaching for the stars and trying to challenge ourselves to, how do I make this work right now? Okay, I don't have the budget to go and maybe hire, I don't know, or buy an expensive prop, but how can we change it that the meaning or the significance remains the same, but it gets the job done? Because I think at the end of the day, if you're telling a story, if it's good enough and if the visuals are good enough, I don't think there's, right now at this stage, we are not as focused on like expenses or expensive props and things like that.
What do you think, Adi?
Well, again, like, it was just that if we have something in the script that needs a prop or something, you just ask the whole team, okay, who has something similar to that at home that they can bring it on. Well, that's fine. You know, it's never about how it should look on the screen, how perfect it should look. It should get the job done, at least at this stage, considering we have no budget.
And remember the time when we needed a steak, and I bought the steak because I said, you know what, you guys use it as you want, and then I'll eat it after. So I will sponsor the steak to be in the same scene, but I'll eat it after.
Definitely.
So that was one of the ways that we make ends meet.
Literally.
And I remember we had one of the scenes in the film where we had to, it was supposed to be a dolly shot. So like the camera had to be on, say, something with the tracks and wheels so we could pull it back. but we didn't have a dolly. We need to buy a dolly. We didn't have a dolly, so we just had to put a few like tablecloths and like kitchen towels and put the camera on it, and then just push it back.
So it forces you to get creative.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and the shot was beautiful.
Wow. So you talked about Bollywood as being a genre that inspired you. Are there any other genres or filmmakers that inspire you guys
Bollywood's
to
an
create?
industry. It's not a genre.
That's a good point. Yeah,
It's an industry in itself.
What genres of Bollywood movies?
I love romantic and drama. Just bring it on. Bring the tears. That's what it's all about. Love it. And I'm so happy that La La Land did so successfully well in Hollywood, because I think it's only after that that people kind of gained the respect for the music in Bollywood films. Because up until then, I felt like a lot of it was like, yeah, it's just music and dance. But like, it's so much more. It's an emotion in itself. And I hope you have something to say to that.
Yeah, in terms of industries that or regions of films that inspire me, I would say East Asia. Asian films are so beautiful. I think K-drama did popularize the whole East Asian talent.
Yes.
Before that, I don't think it was just Hollywood that mostly people watched. But East Asia has beautiful talent in movies. I mean, it was just like after Parasite that people started to even dig farther to look into, okay, what more Asia has. And then in the recent years, we have seen so many Asian movies and songs be selected for Oscars and all these types of awards. So I think I take inspiration from all great work. And of course, Bollywood and Hollywood, they all have good things for us.
And what would you say is the dream movie? If you guys had any budget whatsoever, you had all your friends, you could hire a whole set, what kind of movie would you want to make?
I would say I'd love to make something about World War II. I know it's overdone. It's done every year. But I don't know. I'm fascinated by that part of the history. Just like a huge ass film with a huge ass budget and just fight war. Like, just get it on. Bring the guns. Yeah.
How about you?
For me, it would be to tell stories of women from South Asia. They're hilarious. They're savage. They're so sarcastic in general, and they have so much depth in their lives and the way that they have done things and achieved things, because there's many constraints that come with the cultural aspect of being a South Asian woman. I feel like if I were to make a dream movie, it would either be about South Asian women in a creative way of seeing the hilarious side of their lives, but also I think another one of my dream movies would be the young immigrants and how they make life in North America. I think that's another, or immigrants, how they make life here. I think just because we see in media them being shown as always working, always having less, always sad, always poor, but
you need to look at her lifestyle. You need to look at our homes.
But it's not just that. But I think there's so much more about like resilience that you don't hear about, and that you don't see how one person like rises from here to there. Those are very inspiring, but it's also relatable to everybody. It's not just like, just because I'm an immigrant, I will relate to another. No, I think these type of stories can resonate with anybody who is going through like self-discovery, who's going through a hard time, who's going through like adulthood and trying to figure out life. But I feel like immigrants, these type of stories we don't hear as much. So I would like to add that cultural aspect to like self-discovery and coming of age type of thing. That would be my
amazing.
Beautiful.
And what would you tell somebody who's always wanted to get involved with film but just never took a step toward that?
Join our society. Join the society. And just do it. That's it. Just do it. You don't need a professional camera. You literally need your phone. That's it. That's all.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. That is the MUN Filmmaking Society, and that's the end of the program. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, Muse News, and follow us on Instagram at the Muse YYT. And all over social media. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.